Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to Al Munir High School e-learning system. Class 10. This is your physics lecture. Today we are going to discuss our unit number 18. This is the title page of your physics book. Today's topic is atomic and nuclear physics. First of all, we will look at the basic concepts of atom, atomic nucleus. Rutherford discovered that the positive charge in an atom was concentrated in a small region called nucleus. The nucleus contains protons and neutrons, which are collectively called nucleons. Atom also contains electrons, which revolve in nearly circular orbits about the positively charged nucleus. The simplest atom is that of hydrogen, nucleus of which is a single proton. We describe an element with respect to its nucleus and use the following quantities. The atomic number Z is equal to the number of protons in the nucleus. The neutron number N is equal to the number of neutrons in the nucleus. The atomic mass number A is equal to the number of nucleons, protons plus neutrons in the nucleus. The mass of neutron is nearly equal to that of proton, but proton is about 1836 times heavier than an electron. So the mass of an atom is nearly equal to the sum of masses of protons and neutrons. So here we have the picture, figure number 18.1, which shows the nucleus of an atom consists of protons and neutrons. Next students, we have example. Find the number of protons and neutrons in the nuclide solution. From the symbol we have atomic number, number of protons, atomic mass number, number of neutrons, but the number of protons are 6, so the number of neutrons will be 7. So the element is an isotope of carbon 6 and is written as like this. Isotopes. What are the isotopes? Isotopes are atoms of an element which have same number of protons but different number of neutrons in their nuclei. 3 isotopes of hydrogen are given in this figure 18.2 of hydrogen, protium, deuterium and tritium. What is natural radioactivity? The spontaneous emission of radiation by unstable nuclei is called natural radioactivity, and the elements which emit such radiations are called radioactive elements. 3 types of radiations are usually emitted by a radioactive element. In 1896, Becquerel accidentally discovered that uranium salt crystals emit an invisible radiation that can be darken a photographic plate. He also observed that the radiation had the ability to ionize a gas. So in this way, subsequent experiments by other scientists showed that other substances also emit radiations. The most significant investigations are of Marie Curie and her husband Pierre. They discovered 2 new electrons, polonium and radium. Do you know the positively charged protons in a nucleus have huge electrical forces of repulsion between them? Radioactive substance. So these radiations are alpha, beta and gamma. Look at this picture, figure 18.3, it shows alpha, beta and gamma. The radioactive source is placed inside the magnetic field. The radiation emitted from the source splits into 3 components, alpha, beta and gamma. Next students, we have 2 small definitions. What are background radiations and cosmic radiations? Radiations present in the atmosphere due to different radioactive substances are called background radiations. Everywhere in rock, soil, water and air of our planet are traces of radioactive elements. This natural radiation is called the background radiation. The earth and all living things on it also receive radiation from outer space. This radiation is called cosmic radiation, which primarily consists of proton, electrons, alpha particles and larger nuclei. So here we have the figure 18.4, which shows the sources of background radiation from the environment. What are nuclear mutations, students? The spontaneous process in which a parent unstable nuclide change into a more stable daughter nuclide with the emission of radiations is called nuclear transmutations. In nuclear transmutations, we have 3 decays. Alpha decays, it shows In alpha decay, the proton number or atomic number Z of the parent nuclide reduces by 2 and its mass number or nucleon number A reduces by 4. In case of beta decay, the parent nuclide has its proton number Z increased by 1 but its mass number or nucleon number remains unchanged. But in case of gamma decay, gamma rays are usually emitted along with either an alpha or beta particle. Alpha particle is a helium nucleus comprising of 2 protons and 2 neutrons. An unstable nucleus with large protons and neutrons may decay by emitting alpha radiations. Beta radiation is a stream of high energy electrons and gamma radiations are fast moving light photons. Next we have applications. Ionizing effect, the phenomenon by which radiation split matter into positive and negative ions is called ionization. All 3 kinds of radiations, alpha, beta, gamma, can ionize the matter. Penetrating ability, this pictures A, B and C shows the penetrating ability. The strength of radiations to penetrate a certain material is called penetrating power. The alpha particle has the shortest range because of its strong interacting or ionizing power. The gamma rays can penetrate a considerable thickness of concrete. It is due to their large speed and neutral nature. The beta radiation strongly interacts with matter due to its charge and has a short range as compared to gamma radiations. Alpha particle has a range of only a few centimeters in air. Beta particles have range of several meters in air. Gamma rays have a range of several hundred meters in air. What is half-life and its measurement, students? Process of radioactivity is a random and the rate of radioactive decay is proportional to the number of unstable nuclei present. In the process, a constant fraction of large number of unstable radioactive nuclei decays in a certain time. So the lifetime of unstable nuclei is limited and is difficult to measure. Here we have this table which shows the alpha particles, beta particles and gamma, their charges, their penetration and their transmutations. So we can define half-life, the time during which half of the unstable radioactive nuclei disintegrate is called the half-life of the sample of radioactive element. So here on your right hand side we have the properties of alpha particles, beta particles, gamma particles. You have to read it by yourself. Every radioactive element has its own characteristic half-life. For example, radium-226 has a half-life of 1620 years, which means that half of a radium-226 sample will be converted to other elements by the end of 1620 years. In the next 1620 years, half of the remaining radium will decay, leaving only 1/4 the original amount of radium and so on. So this graph shows the radioactivity of radium. For your information, nuclear radiation is measured in units of Roentgen equivalent man, a unit of equivalent dose. Patient should be exposed to X-rays with the limit of 0.1 to 1.0 rem. Safe limit of radiation exposure is 5.0 rem per year. In physics insight, a half-life is the time a radioactive element takes for half of a given number of nuclei to decay. Next, students, we have more information about the half-life. If the half-life of the radioactive element is T half, then at the end of this time the number of atoms in the sample will become half. After a time, after half-life period, the number of remaining atoms will become, the number of remaining atoms left will be like this, and at the end of T, half-life's number of atoms that remain will be half T. It means that if O is the original number of atoms in the sample of radioactive elements, then after T, half-life's number of atoms left in the sample can be determined by using the relation. The process of radioactivity does not depend upon the chemical combinations or reactions. It is also not affected by any change in physical conditions like temperature, pressure, electric or magnetic fields. Here we have example number 18.2. The activity of a sample of a radioactive bismuth decreases to 1/8 of its original activity in 15 days. Calculate its half-life. By putting the values, we will get the half-life of this element. In example 18.3, a radioactive element has a half-life of 40 minutes. The initial count rate was 1000 per minute. How long will it take for the count rate to drop? A 250 per minute, 125 per minute. Plot a graph of radioactive decay of the element. You have to plot a graph for it. So the initial count rate is 1000. 1000 in 40 minutes 500. Next 40 minutes it will be 250. In next 40 minutes it will be 125. So here we have the graph. This shows the decay of unstable element from 1000 to 0. It takes 3 half-lives for the count rate to decrease from 1000 to 125 per minute. Hence, when we multiply 3 into 40, we will get the 120 minutes, which will be 2 hours. What are the applications and uses of radioisotopes and their uses? Nuclei which do not emit radiations naturally are called stable nuclei. In general, most of the nuclei with atomic number 1 to 82 are stable nuclei, while the elements whose atomic number is greater than 82 are naturally unstable. They emit different types of radiations all the time and hence continuously change from one type of element to another. The stable and non-radioactive elements can also be changed into radioactive elements by bombarding them with proton, neutrons or alpha particles. Such artificially produced radioactive elements are called radioactive isotopes or radioisotopes. This example number 1 shows the radioisotopes of sodium element. Next we have the aluminium nuclide, alpha particles, stable aluminium nuclide change into a phosphorus radioactive substance. What are the uses of radioisotopes? Radioisotopes are frequently used in medicine industry, agriculture and for many other useful purposes. Traces. Radioactive traces are chemical compounds containing some quantity of radioisotope. They can be used to explore the metabolism of chemical reactions inside the human body, animal and plants. Radioisotopes are used as tracers in medicine industry and agriculture. For example, radioiodine 131 readily accumulates in the thyroid gland and can be used for the monitoring of thyroid functioning. For the diagnosis of brain tumor, phosphorus 32 is used. In industry, tracers can be used to locate the wear and tear of the moving parts of the machinery. They can be used for the location of leaks in underground pipes by introducing a suitable radioactive tracer into the pipe. The leak can be conveniently traced for higher activity in the region of crack in the pipe. In agriculture, radiophosphorus 32 is used as a tracer to find out how well the plants are observing the phosphate fertilizer. Medical treatment, yes, there are many uses in the medical treatment. Radioisotopes are used in nuclear medicines for curing various diseases. Radioactive cobalt 60 is used for curing cancer, tumors and cells. Carbon dating. Radioactive carbon 14 is present in small amount in the atmosphere. Live plants use carbon dioxide and therefore become slightly radioactive. Here students, we have this picture which shows radiocarbon dating is possible because plants and animals observe radioactive carbon 14 through their intake of carbon dioxide. When tree dies, the radiocarbon 14 present inside the plant starts decaying. Since the half-life of carbon 14 is 5730 years, the age of a dead tree can be calculated by comparing the activity of carbon 14 in the live and dead tree. The activity of the live tree remains almost constant as the carbon 14 is being replenished, while the carbon 14 in the dead tree is no more replenished. Therefore, by measuring the activity in the ancient relic, scientists can estimate its age. Other radioisotopes are also used to estimate the age of geological specimens. So here we have the example of some rocks. Example number 18.4. The carbon 14 carbon 12 ratio in a fossil bone is found to be 1/4 that of the ratio in the bone of living animal. The half-life of carbon-14 is 5730 years. What is the approximate age of the fossil? Since the ratio has been reduced by factor of 4, therefore 2 half-lives have passed. Therefore age of fossil is given by 2 into 5730, which will be 11460 years. Next students, we have fission process. Fission reaction process takes place when a heavy nucleus such as uranium-235 splits or fusions into two smaller nuclei by observing a slow moving low energy neutron, as represented by this equation. We have uranium, it splits into krypton and barium, which are other elements. When U-236 is an intermediate state that lasts only for a fraction of a second before splitting into nuclei X and Y, called fission fractions. Nuclear fission was first observed in 1939 by Otto Hahn and Fritz Strassmann. The uranium nucleus was split into two nearly equal fragments after observing a slow moving low energy neutron. So the process also resulted in the production of typically 2 or 3 neutrons per fission event. So here we have the explanation of this process. Next students, here we have the more explanation of fission chain reaction in uranium-235. This fission chain reaction is controlled in nuclear reactors. A nuclear reactor provides energy for useful purposes. In this sort of self-sustained reaction, extra neutrons liberated in fission reactions are observed using some material to slow down the chain reaction. This table shows the half-lives of selected isotopes, elements and their isotopes, half-life and their radiation produced. What is nuclear fusion? When two light nuclei combine to form a heavier nucleus, the process is called nuclear fusion. The mass of the final nucleus is always less than the masses of the original nuclei. According to mass-energy relation, this loss of mass converts into energy. If an atom of deuterium is fused with an atom of tritium, then a helium nucleus or alpha particle is formed as given by this equation. Pictorially, fusion reaction is shown in this figure. Energy coming from the sun and stars is supposed to be the result of fusion of hydrogen nuclei into helium nucleus with release of energy. What are the hazards of radiations and how we can adopt the safety measures? Although radiations are very useful in medicine, agriculture and industry, they can also cause considerable damage if not used with precautions. Radioactive nuclear materials are now widely used in nuclear power plants, nuclear powered submarines, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Some of the harmful effects on human beings due to large doses or prolonged small doses of radiations are radiation burns, mainly due to beta and gamma radiations, which may cause redness and sores on the skin, sterility, inability to produce children, genetic mutations in both human and plants. Some children are born with serious deformities, leukemia, which is cancer, blindness or formation of cataract in eye. During the nuclear accident at Chernobyl, Russia, the explosion of the nuclear reactors melted through a few meters thick concrete housing. This caused a massive destruction of local community and also contaminated vegetation and livestock in the large surrounding area. So here we have the safety measures. The sources should only be handled with tongues and forceps. The user should use rubber gloves and hands should be washed carefully. All radioactive sources should be stored in thick lead containers. Never point a radioactive sources towards a person. Frequent visits to the radiation sensitive areas should be avoided. This is all for today. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.